Welcome to the bottom line. My name is Scott Schweitzer. She is Kat Shear. And with us, we have the West Coast legend herself, Becca Voigt-Miller, who has competed several times out of California at the Del Mar Fairgrounds. So, Becca, you competed there so many times. What is a fond memory you have of competing there?
Well, I think there's two that really stand out. The one that is at the top of my list is qualifying for my 10th games. That was just such a great moment, and it was cool to be able to share it with all of my friends, my family, the members of my gym. Yeah, that was super special. But my second most favorite memory is the snatch ladder that we're actually going to see this weekend. It was one of those ones that I practiced and practiced and practiced, and I was not able to finish that last bar to save my life. And then with the energy of the crowd in Del Mar, I was able to finish it, and it was just such a amazing feeling. So those are my two top memories.
Yeah, that's a good one for sure. So West Coast Classic is going to be this weekend. Obviously, that's what we're all talking about today. It was going to be a sanctioned event last year. COVID happened. I know a lot of athletes were looking forward to competing at it last year. It comes back this year again. We still have issues with the venue. It had to move to Vegas with restrictions. What's it like in California right now in terms of restrictions? Like knowing that's happening now, could it have happened in California, or did it really need to be in Vegas, do you think?
I mean, at this point, we are now open as of yesterday. But yeah, of course, the planning was you need to plan months and months out. So yeah, I think it was a smart move to be able to be confident that it's going to happen. If you came to June 15th and we didn't open back up, the event would have been canceled, and I think more people would have been disappointed. So it was absolutely the smartest move and the safest move. Um, and right now, like I said, we're back open. There's very minimal restrictions, so we are really excited about that. But that just happened yesterday.
Sure. And so with Vegas being sort of second choice, do you think that was a decent alternative?
I mean, I think it's a good draw for a crowd. I know that there's a few members at my gym is they're going to be going out to cheer on one of my coaches, Dot Morrington, but also they're going to go and have a pool party, and there's a huge draw for California for people to travel, and then Vegas is probably second to that, and being able to just have some fun, let loose, and yeah, so I think that was smart. I'm sure there's other places that would have been just as smart, but Vegas definitely creates a different appeal as well.
So when Loud and Live started the West Coast Classic, they wanted it to be a throwback event where all the events were previously done at either the games or regionals. And that's what they're doing here. How cool is that every one of these events have been done before? You probably know how they all feel.
Yeah, I've done them all. Yeah, I think it's really cool. It's going to be interesting to see how they put their own spin on it. There's some events, like with the torque tank, we're going to be adding some equipment that we didn't see back then. So I think it's cool because we can actually reference the workout. We can kind of see like, oh, this is how they were back in 2015, and now look how far they've come. I mean, even on the muscle up clean ladder, that weight is significantly heavier than it was back when we did it for regionals. So it's going to be really fun to do. And I've been able to practice and do a lot of them with my training partner. And so it's just been a lot of fun. We've been reminiscing. We've been watching a lot of the videos, like how did the top person do this? And kind of just saw the tricks of the trade. So it'll be fun to kind of just see it all, run it back, I guess.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to compare times and things like that. So the weather forecast, obviously 115 degrees Saturday morning for this ruck run that they're going to recreate. I've heard that parts of it are going to be inside. They're going to start inside the arena, exit the loading dock, do a lap, come in and sort of change ruck bags and weights and things like that. So there'll be a little bit of relief. But as an athlete, sort of not coming from that, elevation and temperature, like what kind of things do you do to prepare for an event like that?
Yeah, I mean, leading up, we knew that there was going to be a ruck run. We kind of anticipated it. So just making sure that you are a little bit uncomfortable outside on a few days is kind of leading up to the competition. But then right now, the most important thing is hydration, making sure that they're super hydrated, even for any competition. But now we know that it's going to be pretty hot. And so, it's a matter of just managing your mind mostly, and then making sure that you're getting all the proper nutrition and hydration that you can get. Um, I think that there are some athletes that are not going to know what to do with this wave, but um, that's part of competition. Weather is a factor of, unfortunately or fortunately, for a sport. So those Vegas girls are going to have a little bit of an advantage, and that's okay. That's the nature of the beast.
Yeah. So speaking of the Vegas girls, along with some of the other contenders here, we've got a really stacked field, both in men and on the women's side. Um, this might be one of the hardest semifinals to be a part of, to sort of punch your ticket. You're going to have a lot of people that have perhaps gone to the games in the past who are, not going to directly qualify out of this event. So obviously we do have that Vegas crew. We've got Carrie Pierce, Danielle Brandon, Bethany Shadburn. Danny Spiegel is new to sort of that area, working out of Invictus. Meg Reardon, Allison Scudds has been seen around the Vegas scene a little bit too. Do you have sort of who are your picks for punching their ticket this week?
Man, that's a tough question because this is a stacked region. Obviously, I'm a little bit more invested in the women's side. So I really cannot give you a definitive answer of who's going to be at the top because there are so many women here that can actually qualify and do really great. I would say arguably almost all of them can. So I think we're going to be surprised with who's going to be kind of like shuffling up the leaderboard. I don't think, like in some of the other regions, we saw one consistent person kind of stay at the top. I don't think that's going to be the case this weekend. I think we're going to see a lot of changing of who's in first and who kind of didn't do so well in a certain event. And I think there's going to be some dark horses that are going to shake up the leaderboard also. So I think it's going to be a really fun race to watch. I'm super excited. I didn't realize how much I like watching CrossFit until this last few weeks. But yeah, I really cannot give you my top five because it's going to be shuffling around. I'm probably going to be wrong.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Okay, let's switch over to the guys' race then.
Yeah, so we have another stacked field with Noah Olson, Spencer Panchek, Will Morad, Sean Sweeney, Cole Sager, Alex Smith. I think I named more than five right there. And there are so many more potential qualifiers out of that side. Do you have any idea who those five will be?
Man, Noah Wilson over the course of the years still looking really strong. So I think we're going to definitely see him near the top. Alex Smith just changed programmers, so I know he's over at Proven, so that might be an edge that he's gathered this year. We cannot forget about the teen phenom of Dolan Pepper. I think that's going to be somebody to watch. But also the field is super deep. We have Spencer Pinchek. He's really wanting to get there with his brother. So yeah, it's tough. I hate to say any specific person because I really don't want to jinx them. But yeah, it's again another really deep field, and I think again we're going to see a lot of shuffling of that leaderboard throughout the weekend.
Do you call Dolan Pepper your dark horse, kind of as the teen coming out, or do you think there's other people that may take that spot?
I mean, we have already heard his name. We've seen him compete. I don't know if you can call him a dark horse, but he's definitely, we're watching all the teens. The teens are super impressive now. It's crazy how well they're doing in competition, so we can't leave him out. But nah, I don't think he's the dark horse. There might be some of these other people that I've never heard of. I think we're gonna leave that spot for them.
Okay.
So
So then we have
shuffling over
teams.
shuffling over to the teams. We've got Invictus coming in as the top seed. We've got Team Man-Made finished 8th, and the other Invictus team, Unconquerable, who finished 10th in that Ohio Brutes 17th, and Fitness Like a Pro 18th. What do you know about these teams? I know it's been hard for us to track some of these individuals and based on the leaderboard and things, but what do you got for us there?
Yeah, I mean, we cannot overlook Invictus ever. They've been strong at Del Mar year after year. I think they've been to the games like 12 or 13 times. I mean, I think it's super impressive the program that they have over there. So I think we're going to definitely see them. We also are probably going to see, CrossFit mentality. They're going to make us push. I know all the Pancheks really want to go to the games, so I think that we have what's her name? Is it Sarah Panchek?
Shay.
Shay. Sorry. Yeah, I know she's trying to get to the games as well, so I think that would be super cool. And then who knows, when we have some of these stronger athletes on the team side, we might not know their name maybe, but they're still going to move some impressive weight, and it's going to be a race that we're probably going to be surprised about as well.
So one thing I want to ask you about the teams is, with the quarterfinals being at home because of the COVID thing, the quarterfinals, they couldn't work with a worm. They couldn't do teamwork. So how accurate are these seedings coming in when now they're going to have to pick up that worm? They're going to have to work as a team on synchro movements throughout.
I mean, I think we're probably going to see some people struggle, especially if they don't have access to the worm. But like nowadays, it's pretty easy to get your hands on a worm, or at least finagle some things so that you can practice. So I don't really think it's going to be much of a problem. Back in the day, it used to be like impossible. You had to, pay for a worm hour or something, and like you had to drive hours and hours to get there. But I don't think that's going to be much of an issue, especially some of these older teams. They know how to practice for it, even if they don't have access to it. So I don't think we're going to see much issue.
Any final thoughts, Becca, before we go?
I'm just super pumped to watch. I'm done, obviously, for my semis, so I can sit back and relax. I'm super excited to see my training partner and really good friend and coach, Dot Morrington, go through this. I know she's going to shake up the leaderboard a lot. We're going to see some really awesome things from her, and it's just going to be an all-around great weekend.
And congratulations to you. You're going to the games in the Masters division, correct?
Thank you. Yeah, I am.
Back to Madison one more time.
Yeah, we'll see each other there, right?
Well, the bottom line is it's going to be hot in the desert, and the athletes are going to be facing heat and altitude. And for some, that could be a huge factor. Make sure you follow along with all the action by subscribing to the Morning Chalk Up and follow us on social media. Until then, we'll see you next time.